You know, like I was saying, man, you know,
Still used to have peace with it.
Yeah, still have peace about it. But times it gets hard because, like, man, you know, I only got 1 or 2 shows this month and it's only paying this much, and I guess I'm relying on you because CD sales gonna have to step up. You see what I'm saying? And I've been in those situations, and when I go do the show, it's like, okay, I gotta sell this many CDs to pay all my bills. The love offering's gonna be this, or the honorarium's this, and I know I have to. It's not going enough for my bills, so the CD sales gonna have to work. And then I may only sell 1 or 2 CDs, but man, I remember one time I did a show and where I lived at, I only sold like 3 or 4 CDs, all kids, and love offering wasn't enough. But a guy walked in and said, "Man, you blessed my son," and he slapped my hand. And he said, "I want 1 CD." He slapped my hand. I opened it up, man. It was like $300. I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, God, you always open the doors.
Somebody cut me a check for $500 the other day.
You know what I'm saying?
I never had that happen in 13 years of doing ministry part-time, I guess you'd say. Although I was doing it quite full-time, it just wasn't. I had my business,
quote unquote, full.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was working double time, but how come that never happened before?
Yeah,
because it was this time. God was preparing me for this season.
And another thing I tell people too is, like, you know, I try to be careful of how I say it, you know, but you know, we're all independent artists, quote unquote, when we say we don't have a label backing us, and it's hard for independent artists. But if you're a Christian rapper, you got to say to yourself, you know, I'm not an independent artist because I'm dependent on God. You know what I'm saying? We're not independent no more. The world may call themselves independent because they're trying to do it on their own. But if you got God, you're doing it with God. You're not dependent on anything. You're dependent. You're not independent. You're dependent on God, and that's how I live my life. So I'm a dependent rapper. You know what I'm saying?
That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. We hear, I hear that question all the time, and that's why I brought that question up to 2 of the vets. You know, to give their insight on it, because you know, people look at what we do with the radio station and the TV station, and you know, man, that's just all gifted by God. You know, that's just all gifted by God. The contacts we're able to make, the look of the station, all the stuff that's just gifts by God. You know, and me and my ministry partner, Visionary, we work full-time jobs ourselves, and we have been all this time. And you know, God hasn't called us to put down our 9 to 5s. And do it full time, you know. But when He does, we're ready. You know, I think it's more like what Tre was saying. Listen to the voice of God and knowing when He say do it, and not when the world says you got something good. You need to be doing it full time. You know, because the world will tell you that just by looking at the outward. But God says, hey, it's not time yet. You know, I got a time and a season for you that, you know, people are going to sow into your life, so it's not a burden on you and your family and your household to make it work, you know. So that's real talk, man. I definitely appreciate y'all speaking on that, and being able to bless somebody that's out there and you know, that has a desire to do it but doesn't know the difference between full-time and part-time ministry for Christ. I think it's all full-time. Whenever you say you're going to do something for Christ, man, you're doing it full-time. You're doing it all out. You know, you're giving it your all. You know what I'm saying? So that's real talk, man. Tre, what's up with you, man? I know you got the Hip Hop Awards coming up and the South.com popping off, and much love and everything else, man. How let everybody let us know what's good in your world, man?
Oh, well, it's there's a lot going on. If you haven't checked out the South.com, there it is right there. DASOUTH.com. If you haven't checked out the South.com, go there. It's a source for Christian hip-hop, everything, news, TV, radio, community, chat, blog, everything you can think of, man. It's just a one-stop shop that was created to push this music into the forefront, into the mainstream, and give Christians a place to find it. You know what I'm saying? There's a store there you can buy music, and it's been a blessing, man. We went. And the South's been around for over 8 years, but it wasn't what it is now. It was relaunched as I partnered with a guy named Z, who's a phenomenal webmaster, Bezworks Designs. And when I partnered with him, and he began to put his touches on the website, it just became this new South that, you know, it wasn't before. And so it escalated from a couple thousand hits a month to just breaking 10 million hits a month, 10 million hits last month. And every month we see such an increase in traffic, which is encouraging to me, because if you've worked as long as we have in this industry, you know, you do it for the eternal reward, But it's always nice when God chunks you a reward like that and says, look, there are people that are going to consume this, that are going to buy this. There are people listening. There are people being blessed by it. And the evidence, look at how many hits you got. Look at how many visitors you got. You know, look at how many people are listening to the radio station there and downloading the podcast. So I always tell people it's like a reward, you know, for years of faithfulness to see the South do what it's doing. And it's not a site for me and my artists. It's a site for the entire Christian hip-hop community. So if you're wondering why you haven't been covered on the South, it's probably because you haven't submitted nothing to the South. Because if you submit something, it'll go up. We show love to the guy who just started and to the guy who's doing it big, and everybody loves him. You know what I'm saying? So submit your stuff to news@thesouth.com if you want to get some stuff put up, some press releases. And you can submit your music, get music leaks there. Flip over to the award show. We're going on our 8th annual award show. We just we're in the editing process of last year's award show, which we plan on getting aired on a major television network, and it's all being graphically animated and edited for TV right now. So we're trusting God that this show we did last year, the All Eyes on Me Achievement Awards, will air on TV, in turn catapulting this year's show into a higher realm, where TV crews will actually come out and film the award show. That's our goal, but time is creeping up. Things are going on. It doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyway, regardless of if it's TV filmed or not. We'll film it ourselves and edit it later. So it's October 2nd and 3rd. Go to alleyesonmeawards.com if you want more information, and you can register as an artist, media. You know, you want to register, be a part of the red carpet. We got workshops. As a matter of fact, something we're doing new this year is we want to make the whole week a Christian hip-hop week here in the city of Houston. So every day of the week, something is going to be going on, just like GMA week up in Nashville. You know, the whole week you're going to be at one youth group is going to host something this day, a church will host something the next day, another spot will host something the next day, and each day you'll have a workshop before those things take place. And we're going to make it a big thing in the city, maybe even get the city of Houston behind it, so that way we can have a whole week of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And cats from out of town can come in and saturate Houston with their music and bless people. So look for Christian Hip Hop Week, All Eyes on Me Achievement Awards. Once again, you can go to alleyesonmeawards.com, get more information there.
That's a blessing, man. It's funny you talk about showing love, you know, because I've had people, and I don't know if you've had people, but look at what GOAT Radio does and what thesouth.com does, and they say we're in competition. And I'm like, I heard that from a bunch of different people, and I was like, what do you mean competition? I said, how can the word of God be competition? You know what I'm saying? There's billions of people out there that need to hear the word of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, hopefully the people that you can't reach, we can reach, and the people we can't reach, you can reach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I hear stuff like that, man, it just makes me laugh. Yeah. That people would think that there's competition in Christ. Yeah. It's just like two preachers going at it, talking about, you know, you don't have that preacher come to your church because of this. It's like, it's crazy, man. If we can't show love to each other, who can we show love to? You know, so.
Yeah. Speaking of that, me and Z, you know, we've dealt with that. And we just kind of brush it off. But I've told other major websites in Christian hip hop, I'm like, there ain't enough to compete for. You know, there's billions of people in this world, you know, that haven't even heard of Christian hip hop. Like, we all need to not be going after this one pool of people, you know, that we consider the Christian hip hop heads, and we need to go after the world. And figure out how you need to be competing to figure out how you can beat out them secular sites. You know what I'm saying? That's your competition.
There it is.
And so, you know, that's what we do. As a matter of fact, we don't even say like, oh, we got the exclusive Ricky B interview, you know, or we got the exclusive this or that, because that's saying we got it, y'all don't. We got it, y'all don't. We don't even do that nonsense. What for? Why else would you say exclusive? To say you're the only one with it? So just to show that competition is nowhere near where we're at, we don't even use the word exclusive. Now, if he decided, I want to premiere my video on your site, and he wants to do that, he has the right to do that. But we're not going to say, hey man, give us that exclusive thing, man, so only we can have it, and everybody. We don't even do that. You know, that'd be like you said, like with the preachers, you know.